Alright guys, Paper Cut here for another replay review. Here we have Panda. The fearsome Panda playing against Kozak. And so Panda is plat 1. He's playing against Kozak, who is gold 3. They're both playing Japanese. But the most important thing is the map, Cliffside. So Panda posted on the Area 4 Reddit that he feels like he has a 0% win rate on this map. He doesn't know what he's doing wrong. What's holding him back on this map? So before we get into the game and what he did wrong, what he could do better, the usual stuff we do in one of these replay reviews, I want to start by talking about the map. It is really important, especially as you climb up the ranks, like into Plat, into Diamond, that you really consider the map when you consider your strategy. Now, you should always come up with a plan. Most people have 1 or 2 things they feel really comfortable doing with a Civ. But on maps like Cliffside, it is important to consider alternatives. It is important to consider how you have to change your strategy, mostly because Cliffside is so very small. It's not just small, but it is... You are directly across from your opponent, very quick to get there. There's a lot of resources on the map, especially the center area. There's all the gold cut through. And each person basically has like 2 golds that are on this side, though for you, Panda, your 2 golds are literally right in front of you, which sucks. And so you often see people employ Dark Age rushes here because you can get to your opponent so quickly. You see people employ very aggressive strategies or very fast castles because they're more powerful units to your side faster. And this is also just kind of a hard map to wall. Like, if you want to wall him out from you, there's no good wall area around your base. So you have to wall here, then here, then here, then here, then here, then here. You see what I mean? Like, it's a lot. So even though this meta is already aggressive, you see a lot of feudal pushes. It's even more aggressive in this map. And so if you're not good at defending, or if you are not running an aggressive strategy yourself, you can sometimes struggle on this. Like, I coached somebody who was losing a lot on this map because he likes to do 2TC and his opponents kept fast castling him, and they would just have knights in his base immediately. And once we worked on the defensive side of it, he was fine. But that might be a reason you're struggling on this map. It's just so small and so aggressively oriented. So let's see how Panda reacts and what he does. Let's get into it. So first of all, let's talk about this being a mirror matchup. Mirror matchups are interesting because when you're playing the same Civ, you guys have the same weaknesses and the same strengths. So one thing is, if you're playing 2 different Civs, something happens to you, you might still be able to use your Civ bonuses to stay in the game economically or militarily, or you have a way to catch back up. Mirror matchups punish mistakes a lot more, because if you make a mistake, you don't have a special mechanic that can just get you back in the game, because your opponent has that same mechanic. So mirror matchups become a lot more about, even more so than normal matchup, very good scouting, so you know what your opponent's doing, and hard countering quickly, or playing that strategy better. So if you both go fast castle and you're both making mounted samurai, it becomes who can make the most mounted samurai, who can be the most effective, or maybe who just switches to spearman the fastest, things like that. So it'd be really vital that you are watching your opponent, what they're doing on their side. Good cheap pickup. And then if you decide to do different strategies, let's say you go 2TC and he stays fast castle, can you survive the defensive push? So mirror matchups are just, there's a lot more thinner margin. So you age up and you notice something that I think is really important. You notice that he has 4 on gold, but what you don't notice is that he has the Cocoa Township. So you came by a little late, you missed this, so you didn't know what he was going to run at you, and then you're surprised by, lo and behold, a Shinobi. So this is interesting. Here's the first split path decision making, is that look at the decision your opponent makes. You don't see the Cocoa Township a lot because Shinobi aren't that amazing. You usually see them on water maps so they can shut down docks, though pro player B gave a really good example and use Shinobi where he just kind of throws them at the town center and keeps delaying the town center. But they are really, look at their attack damage, 20 attack damage. So you can do a lot of damage, and they could take out villagers who are sitting out here. And just think about your opponent's thought process. He was like, okay, I'm so close to my opponent, I can literally drop my Cocoa Township right here and get a Shinobi on his side in 5 seconds. Or 28 seconds, he doesn't make it. But the point being is, he can flood your base with Shinobis very, very easily. And let's look at your resources. You aged up and you have no wood and no food to spend, but you do have 383 gold. So what this tells me is that you didn't actually age up with the resources needed to respond to this, and that's what he guessed. My suggestion is always age up with 4 You went up with 5, you go up with 4. And on top of that, I want to make sure you are not aging up with too many on gold. You only need 2 or 3 on gold on the age up, because really you need to be getting wood to make units. You should expect that your opponent is going to push you in some way, and your scouting kind of let you down here. Like on these small maps, it's very, very important to scout, because if you see him drop production, you need to drop production yourself very, very quickly. So how you're going to respond to this is going to be key here. No, don't fight the scout. You need to get on wood right now. And I would get a lot of Onabagashas. I would get a stable. What to do? Jeez. Oh man, that's 3 villagers down. Because they're all outside T. So you basically need to go defensive mode. You need to bring them all back in. You need to get up you need to get up a barracks and get out Onabagasha, because you have excess gold. And you need to start getting up towers to make sure that you do not get surprised again. And use the Honest to run the Shinobi out. The problem is that Shinobi will do damage against Honest, so you need a group of them. But look what he's already done. He's with 2 Shinobi, he has killed 3 villagers and has pushed 2 off resources. And you know, my guess is he's probably going to rush castle at this point. You're trying to sneak out here, and this is, you know, you better hope it works. But even then, you know, if you have this outpost set up, he can smoke bomb it and sabotage it, and even then it's going to be not amazing. You need units. And so right now you have macro to the units you need. So you need to take part in something I call the macro cycle. The macro cycle is when you are consistently asking yourself, what are the resources I need? So the cycle is, am I making villagers? Am I making units? You don't have production, but am I making villagers? Yes. Am I making production units? I don't have production. Look at my resources. What do I need? And you should realize I need wood. A lot of wood. And I would, 1, be rallying to wood, and 2, get your villagers off food, because you don't have anything to put food on. You have no unit production. You can't rush castle because you have no gold. Even then, I wouldn't even rush castle at this point. He's shutting everything down. And he's going to beat you to castle anyway. So now you need to respond with making units and putting pressure on him. To kind of gain that advantage back. And that gets to the last step of the macro process. So you've asked yourself, how are my resources going, and adjusting based on how you see your resources and what you need. And you do that based on your goal. If your goal is to now, you have a new goal, right? Like a new objective. I need to push these Shinobis back because they're shutting down everything, and it's only a matter of time until he checks my other resources. So I need wood production, then I get food to get units out. You keep rushing, you keep trying to sneak units out, and he found it. See? Now, why did he find it? Well, because it's pretty obvious that you need gold, and so he's going to check your different resources, and lo and behold, he brought a scout over and saw you on the gold. So that's probably 2 more villagers that are going to hit the dust here. No, 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 no. 3 more villagers hit the dust. So now he's on 26 villagers, and you're on 17. And now you're dropping a tower. Once again, no on the tower. Look how far back you have to drop this tower. You need units. And I'm curious about why you're so hesitant to... Like, he has 4 Shinobi, and at this point he could sabotage this tower and then burn it down. And he knows this. He's still making Shinobi, which is actually crazy to me. If I was him at this point, I'd just rush castle. But you're actually really far behind economically. You actually, in my opinion, need to get units, push him off, go raid him, and then get a second town center. But you're not responding. Like, your opponent has units on your base, and your response is to not fight him. Because I think your strategy is fast castle. If your strategy is fast castle, you have to be able to adjust. Look at this. See, the tower's not really stopping him. Okay, I could be wrong. That's the thing. If he was more aggressive, or if he had like diversified his units even a little and gone out like samurai or something, he walks this over. It doesn't matter. Or really, if he's a smarter opponent, he just drops a tower right here and shoots you off of it. So while this tower worked for you in this situation, it is not going to work for you in most. I guess a better Japanese player would just drop a tower or get archers or something to just push you off this goal, because this tower actually doesn't stop that. But even if he doesn't, he's done immense damage to you because you did not scout. Like, think about what the scout's doing. The scout's actually doing nothing for you. It's telling you how many he has on gold, and it's telling you if he goes on the deer or not. Your scout needs to be doing a little bit more work. Your scout needs to be rotating around his base and seeing, is he dropping any more production? Is he, and actually a huge reason is that he's trying to drop farms, which I'm kind of confused by. I'm him. I'm getting the deer. I'm getting the berries. Like, if he was using his power, I'm getting the boar right now. If that was him, you're lucky he's not using his power resources right now. Because if he went out on the boar, if he went out on these deer, I mean, he knows he has you stuck in his base. He could easily have way more resources than you, but he's wasting wood into getting farms around his TC, which I get why, but like, he needs to be pressing advantage. He's not. So you're lucky he's not using the resources and either making a lot of units or going up to castle, which he should be in castle right now in all reality. What's your response here? Get a tower back here. And you're still trying to get to castle. Okay. You're at 26 vills. He's at 36. Okay. The second TC would do wonders for you here. The fact that you are going to beat him at castle, that's just huge resource mismanagement on his part. He should have totally beat you to castle. But when you think about, like, why am I losing on Cliffside? That's a great example right there. How he used the distance, how close you are when your gold mine was to build Shinobi, a completely different strategy you don't see very much from Japan, and abusing with you that you have to be scouting very carefully on these small maps to catch these strategies coming forward. So a small thing, you sent one on a Megeisha out, you need to get a group of 3 or 4 or 5, especially knowing he has so many Shinobi out. Is he doubling down? This is wild. He's still spending resources. He queued up 5 more Shinobi? He's overplaying his hand, in my opinion. He did really good work against you, and now he's not taking advantage of it. How fast with Shinobi? Okay, so now you're trying to get the relics, which is the right move. Relics are a good way to make up villager loss. You definitely need to get some houses up. Second TC, very nice. Oh. Oh, well, oh, man. So, okay. I did not know Shinobi could build battering rams. That makes sense. Movement speed 1.38. Okay. So yeah, I see now what he's trying to do. So one thing is, I could harp on you and say scouting, but like, I wouldn't have known he was back there. Your scout should be staying around his base, but how you're active is gonna be really important. 4 rams. No wonder he had so many on wood. And he. It's just to kill farms. The Shinobi do so much. If he's smart, he immediately jumps in, sabotages your TC. So here's the thing, if he sabotages your TC doesn't shoot, and you're in a really bad spot. So now he goes up a little late. But look how much of your eco he's idling. Oh no. And then you have to rush villagers in, so then he kills those villagers. Okay. Here's the thing, once again. How much worse would this have been if your opponent knew what he was doing? And one of these villagers should be going on the deer, because the deer will get you more food. Deer get you a lot more food. If he was smarter, he just jumps the Shinobi in and disables your TC, and then you're really in a bad spot. When this attack did buy him a lot of space and completely shut down your eco. You can't make units right now because you have 48 food. You're not making villagers, so you're still on 35. He's on 48. Now your goal is, you have 2 TC. He doesn't have 2 TC. I mean, you can assume he doesn't. He doesn't. So now you have to survive. Like, now you literally have to make units survive and let your eco catch up. Nope. you're doing this little right here, you need to keep these home. You know he's making units and massing coming at you. You could take 4 of them and run them around the outside. But it's also part of the reason why he's been so, I think, so conservative with these making these farms, that he knows this is like really safe resources. But only do 4. You need to keep these Onigashima home and just build up a defense force here. You need more production. Okay, good. You need more production. You drop another barracks. I'm serious. Just mass Onigashima. Get towers up around so you know he's coming. I would build a scout out of this TC, because the way he's beating you is from you don't know where things are coming from. So you need to, well, 1, you need to get down a Shinto shrine, but 2, you need to get out scouts and just be checking around, because right now you have no vision, and that's why he got you last time. And if you like walk the scout up here, you'd see he's doing another massive ram push. You're making too much out of 1 barracks. There you go. Um, 20 per hit. It's still insane to me. Oh my god. Oh, he also put there's a few samurai in there. Once again, Anas do great. I would still just keep massing Anas. That's why you need like 3 or 4 barracks back here. Look what your opponent did. He got the castle and immediately dropped 4 barracks, which is way more effective. You need more production. You have, and this is why doing these like macro checks is so important. So being like, okay, I'm checking my resource. I have a lot of wood. Okay, I'm gonna drop 4. I'm gonna drop 4 barracks. I'm gonna get a few more farms, and I'm gonna get on gold because I definitely need gold. Maybe 2 towers to secure the gold up here. Oh, he did a hard switch to veteran samurai. That's a good switch by him. So think about it. He has forced you into Anas, and he saw you made him Anas, so now he's gonna switch to samurai, which should hold up pretty well. And now, that's important in these mirror matchups is you make the counter now, which you are making the counter now, but you need to get, this should trigger you. I need to get 2 more archer ranges down, and I'm making Onimusha's right now. No, do not make Yumis. Do not make Yumis. Yumis will do nothing against samurai. You can see what he has. He's only making samurai. So this is a huge mistake when it comes to a mirror matchup like this. You cannot make a unit that is not going to counter what he has. So you should not be making Yumis. Way to grab the relics though. Really good. You need to send like 2 Anas just to go clear up these sacred sites. Dangerous. I would wall up this right here. Just wall up this. Another ram push. So look what you did. You made spearmen, and you're making Yumis now. Like, spearmen or Yumis do anything against this comp. And he's making Yumis. So really, if you had done the second you saw that, if you had yourself switched to samurai and made Anas, you'd be winning this fight because his Yumis would do nothing against. Like, you notice he keeps making counter units and you're a step behind on the counters. And now he's gonna walk over you. And this is once again the benefit of this map, is that since it's so small, he can make a quick unit switch and get to you before you even realize it. So when it comes down to what do you need to change for this map, because your question was how do I play this map better? 1, scout. If your scout dies, make another scout. Like, it's too important. You have to see what your opponent's making. 2, you have to counter quickly and wall up as early as possible. 3, you need to get back at your opponent at some point. But like, you need to react more quickly to your opponent and be willing to change strategies. You were bought into that fast castle, where I think if you had just made some units early to push back the shinobi, you would have been in a better spot. Yeah, I hope that was helpful to you and helped answer the question about why you're struggling on this map. It's a big part, it's just the size, and when a smaller map, we can get to our opponents faster. How do we react to that? How do we change how we play? If you're ever interested in private coaching, please reach out to me. I'd love to do a private coaching session. You can reach out to me on Discord, which my description is in the description below. And good luck on your games.